This week I was fortunate enough to get some AFL YouTubers to do my tips for this round, starting off with a bit of footy, predicting the Pies versus the Blues.
Bit of footy here. You've asked me to predict who's going to win out of the Pies and Blues game. I'm going to be backing in my Pies. I do think it's going to be a very close game. This one, both teams coming into this game off the back of some very good form. I do think it's going to be a very good game. I can't wait to watch it live at the MCG. I'll be there supporting my Pies. Come on, the Pies. I do think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to say my Pies to get up by a margin of 13 points. Come on, Pies.
There you have it. Bit of footy predicts the Pies will get up in a close one. I think they will too. It'll be a cracking match. Next up is Lockie Miller predicting the Cats and Freo. Now, Lockie Miller couldn't send through a video, but he did tip the Cats by 71. It'll be a very big win for the Cats to keep their top four hopes alive. Freo haven't been playing that well. I reckon he's got a point here. I reckon it could be a very big win for Geelong. Good tip, Lockie. Now we got Blaze 17 tipping the Bulldogs and the GWS Giants.
Alrighty, so we have the Dogs and the Giants Saturday 1:45pm at Ballarat. Should be a super exciting game. Obviously, my beloved Dogs are playing in this one, but I actually am potentially helping to do the Giants banner, so that should be exciting. But enough of that crap. It should be a very exciting game. Obviously, both teams top 8 aspirations. I think it goes right down to the wire, but I reckon my Dogs will get up by 7 points. Cheers.
Another good tip there by Blaze, tipping the Dogs to get up in a close one. I think we're all hoping for a close match. It should be a really good contest, but I do agree, I think the Bulldogs will just be too strong for the Giants. Now we have the predictions for the Q Clash by Egg Footy. He tips the Lions by 30. I think it's a very safe tip. Look, Gold Coast are just playing bad footy late in the season. They can't make the finals. They've got a new coach, so they're struggling a little bit. But Brisbane, they're looking good, looking for a top 2 position. I reckon the Lions will get it done quite easy. I agree with Egg Footy. Now I asked fellow Swan supporter Ralls Macca for his predictions between the Sydney Swans and the Essendon Bombers. He says the Swans will get it done by 11 in an arm wrestle. I do agree with him. The Bombers have been playing good footy for the most part of the season, just dropping off here at the end of the season. A win for them and a win for the Swans would keep their finals hopes well and truly alive. Of course, the Swans and the Bombers both sitting one match outside the 8. I think the Swans are just playing better footy at the moment. They're in some red-hot form. They're looking good. 2 big wins over the Dogs and the Dockers, and I reckon they'll get it done as well. Now, I was pretty desperate to get someone to send in their tips for the Saints versus the Hawks. I reached out to Saints TV, and thankfully for me, he responded very quickly. He tipped the Saints to get the job done over the Hawks by 29 points. The Saints need to win if they want to hold on to that 6th position. Personally, I do think the Saints will win as well, but I reckon it will be a little bit of a closer match. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to get any AFL YouTubers to respond to me and give me their tips. Thankfully though, I am an AFL YouTuber myself, so I will give you guys my tips for the last 3 matches. My tips for the showdown between Port Adelaide and the Adelaide Crows, I think will be a very close match, but I think Port are just the better side and they'll run away with a 7-point win. My tips for Richmond versus Melbourne, once again, I think this will be a very close match, but I think Melbourne are just the better team, and I think they'll get it done by 16 points. And for West Coast versus North Melbourne, I think will be another close match to finish off the round. I think considering that it's at Optus Stadium, West Coast will win by 3 points. Before we wrap up, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. I'm so sorry that I couldn't get an AFL YouTuber to do a tip for every single match, and I'm sorry that you had to sit through me doing my tips. But I would like to thank every single AFL YouTuber for responding to me and giving me their tips. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon.